Hello and welcome to episode 21 of A Writer's Book Journey. I didn't do a video last week because I had a very poorly 11-year-old and he had proper flu, and so I was unable to record a message. And actually, in a way, it's been quite a good thing because I've had the notes back from Sarah Westcott regarding my book Looking for Mr. Rabbit, which was originally going to be a memoir compilation of all of my writing from from the age of 13 or 11 until the present day. And actually, what she has said is that I've got to rewrite the book and make it more conversational and look along the themes of Alice in Wonderland, because Alice, one of the characters, is one of my alter egos that I quite often write in the voice of Alice, which is definitely influenced by Alice in Wonderland and her confusion of the world that she's in. It's given me a lot of time I'm still thinking about what to do and how to proceed. And actually last week I got really caught up in this idea of Blunderland and was thinking Looking for Mr. Rabbit would take us into this sort of alternate fantasy land called Blunderland, where Alice would go in through the back of the airing cupboard. So she'd be clearing out her airing cupboard, trying to get order into her life, and in a very sort of Chronicles of Narnia style, she would then go back into the back of the airing cupboard, and she would end up in Blunderland, which would have the naughty north and the sexy south, and the military. I've got it on the wall, and these sort of elements of the military prison. And there was the omnipotent rule makers, and there was Chickland, and there was I can see it on the wall, the success of cool. And I just sort of created this whole sort of metaphor Blunderland. But actually, when I think about it, I think that makes it very confusing, and I would be taking the book down a completely different path, and that's not really the route that I want to go down. So I've sort of slightly abandoned Blunderland. But I do want to keep the authenticity of the writing. And now what I'm thinking about is how far do I go? How honest am I? How filthy am I? How much do I talk about drugs? How much do I talk about sex? How candid am I in my own life? And so I guess in a way I'm sort of a bit of a rabbit caught in the headlights. I'm suffering from lazy bitch-itis, which means I'm just in this last week I've been really struggling to go forward. I don't know quite how to. I've started to build the chapter structures in line with the themes, and I haven't really started writing the voice bit of it. In addition to that, I have had a very poorly boy that's had flu, like proper bedridden flu, at home for a week with a week off school. I've actually got work to do that earns me money, which takes priority over the book, which on some level could be seen as a hobby, although in a way it isn't. To me it doesn't feel like a hobby, but because I've not got a commission or because I've not got an advance from a publisher, it definitely feels like a hobby. And in addition to that, I'm trying to relaunch my blog and rebrand my blog. I want to launch in the McNaughty food blog, and I want to do all of the other things, and as well as run my kids and my life and all of those parts of it. So I definitely have taken a lot on, and I am struggling to know how to process this all forward. So at the moment I'm just thinking about how to write the voice of the book to make that a consistent style all the way through it, because Sarah Westcott thinks that the success of it, the writing, will come through a very conversational style. Now, I naturally have a very conversational style in my writing, but I also am very heavily influenced by people like Lena Dunham, who is just such a progressive, strong, bold writer. And, controversial, like not lots of people hate her as well, but for me, I admire the way that she writes and the subjects that she deals with. And she definitely reminds me of my younger self, and how I just really wanted to push those sort of boundaries. But now in my 40s, to write with that kind of young 20-something head on just seems, it doesn't seem as authentic. So in a way I am kind of holding myself back from writing with the truth that I want to. because you have to do this balance between writing something authentic and writing something commercially viable. And I know that if I write something wholly authentic, then, you know, a lot of people won't like it, which means they won't buy it, which means no one will read it. And it's sort of finding that balance between writing something that people want to read and writing something that is authentic and true, and writing it in a way that people want to read it so that they receive it and devour it, because I like to write sort of page-turning copy. So that's where my thoughts are today. Don't forget to find out more about what's going on my blog, A Modern Miniature Mother. I know we've got lots of sunlight today. modernminiaturemother.com. Follow me on Twitter, @modmilitaryMum, and find me on Facebook at Claire McNaughton, and also subscribe. Oh gosh, that's really bright, isn't it? Subscribe, press like, share. Get on board this journey with me, and I shall be here next week with hopefully some progress on the journey. Thank you.